Hi everyone, it's Dr. Decker, and I just wanted to send a little quick video to give you an update on where we are with MUSE 360, Visitor Engagement and Museum Technologies. We're entering into week 11, that's starting the week of March 29th, and here's where we are. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen and give you an update. Here we go. So right now we are in this space, we're on our grid and we're looking at where we are right now with Project 2 coming up. It's due this Tuesday. And then a follow-up with that is we have a post to our weekly discussion post regarding this project. So that's due on Thursday. So I'll walk you through that again just really quickly in case you haven't seen it. So our revised handout for Project 2 has been posted to my courses. You can find that underneath content. And it's under Project 2, so make sure you see that. You're doing your data, which is in the form of your spreadsheet. And just note to self, I've gotten a lot of questions on the discussion boards about problems finding information about your person. Be sure to look at the spreadsheet where you derived your information about your person, because there are really helpful brief descriptions about the individuals that if you use some of these keywords, it probably will help you to isolate more concretely the person for whom you're doing the research. So that's part one, is the spreadsheet itself. And then your prototype or essay, which is explained on this handout, is part 2. In addition, you have a discussion post. So underneath discussions, if you go to the discussion list, there is a whole section about assignments, but what you'll need to do is for week 11, due on 4/2. And we've got a couple of posts already here, which is fantastic. A couple of your colleagues have posted what they are doing. So read through that, make sure that you have that on tap by Thursday morning. And then I wanted to do a quick shout out just in regard to our reading. So what we've been reading. So to give you a sense of that, if you take a gander here on my courses and on the other information on your handout, last week we were looking at V&A's online collections. And I think this is really important now that we're in this whole museum from home phase. And this article, which is only from 2019, gives a really fantastic overview of why we do visitor research. And that's one of the key questions of our class. If you go back to our syllabus, we're in this space of our learning outcomes, looking at the shift between visitors and audiences, and as visitors as audiences and visitors as participants. And so this is a really great article that talks about how the Victoria and Albert Museum in London looked at their online collections and what visitors were doing with them. Then this coming week, so our current week 11, there's 2 fantastic articles, fairly recent again. This one is from 2016 by Linda Kelly, who does phenomenal work on visitor studies, and she's doing an overview. So this is useful if you're interested in doing visitor studies, maybe moving forward another semester with me as an independent study or otherwise. Take a look at this definitely and let me know what questions you have. But it's fantastic because it's pointing out how that field is shifting and changing and what we need as museum professionals and people working in ancillary fields to engage with and understand our visitors better. And then the final reading for this week is about the democratization of museum collections and technologies. And this is by Suze Anderson, also known as Suze Cairns. And it's from a few years ago, it's from 2014, so it's a little bit older. But I want you to take a moment to read this and think about this question of democratization. It's where we sort of start our semester, and those of you who have taken Museums in the Digital Age with me, it's a key theme of that course. But think about the ways in which technology pivots and makes things more accessible or perhaps not. So I think that's about everything. If you have any other questions, be sure to let me know. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you. Zoom chats on Tuesdays are optional. I'll always post a recap. So if you're available this Tuesday at 10:15, log into my courses and give me a shout out on Zoom. Take care. Bye.